Atlas, and for BSB, it's the same story. It's a well, that's a fighter. Wow, wait, give me a second. That seems like an actual Uranus. That's a frontliner Uranus.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be utility whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this Lilia looks like it's lethal, picking up the retribution.
And it's gonna be
Well,
we don't know yet who's gonna control it. Yeah, Swarly and Leo, want to ask your quick predictions. I know you have three of them, Swarly. Just pick it up from there and then tell us very quickly what your predictions are.
I feel like, yes, the start of the draft was a bit iffy, in my opinion, for Execration, but those last two picks with the Atlas and the Selena, I felt that it solves their problems, the problems of their draft, fairly well. So I gotta give it to Execration for this one.
All right. Now, Leo, let's start strong. Let's start strong. What's your prediction? You want to go to 100%?
Here we go.
Do it.
Here we go. I'm rolling the dice 100% on the line, baby. I think Execration got this. I agree with Swarly that Selena and Atlas pick is going to fix what the Ling might be missing, especially with the Jawhead and the Kaja on the other end. Kagura from BSB, I don't know, man, especially the Uranus. They lack a little bit of like hard 5v5 CC, but yeah, I'm going to say Execration here.
All right, 2 votes for Execration. I think I'm going to have to vote for Execration as well. But let's see. I think that our casters think about something else. Now we're going to pass it on to our casters. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Wolf and the gang here. Of course, I'm going to be Rock Hard alongside, say, bringing you the action here. Execration versus BSB. So, say, how are you today?
I'm feeling a little blues, but you know, this game is making me pretty excited because I have 2 different rosters or drafts in play, and according to the panelists, they really side with the Execration, simply because the Selena and the Atlas really complements to whatever Ling is lacking onto the early phases of the game. But you know, to me, I find it interesting onto the side of BSB. Okay, sure. Lilia and Uranus, it seems a little bit lacking in terms of crowd control, especially when the game starts. But you have to take note that they have this mid to late game advantage as well. But without further ado, Rockhard, let's get it on with our first match, game 1 of the day.
Yeah, game 1, Execration versus BSB. Will the Execration battle plan of enabling hate to hate his enemies on his Ling, will that happen? Let's find out. And we shall see if BSB can enable, like you said, this lineup that, you know, there's good crowd control but maybe not that much burst. Can they survive the early game, and can they stop this Ling from ramping up strong? So we're seeing a bit of course, a bit of a shuffle here on the mid lane. No big issues there. But what I want to ask is, how does BSB want to win this? Does Jiraxnu really? Does the Jiraxnu have enough? What it takes to survive against the Ling later on? That's what we'll have to find out. Right now, engages in the jungle. A lot of damage being absorbed there by Execration. Loses 1 member already. E2 Max on the Selena. Obviously, the squishiest member aside from Ling goes down.
Yes, indeed. And what's good about it is that it was in the hands of Jiraxnu, meaning he was given a certain amount of space for in terms of gold and XP. So, like what you said earlier, will Jiraxnu be able to actually retaliate? But, you know, this is too early to conclude. But onto the top side, you know, just really taking advantage of the HP of Zapnu right there and goes for the kill. Okay, so Selena was able to stun the Bruno, but it's not enough to go for a team fight. Why? Simply because it's still the early game. You can't really do much. But here though, looks like the tower dive successfully onto Hate's favor, and that goes for another kill from Execration.
Alright, if we're talking about the early game, that's one of the best early games you can get. If you're a Ling, get that first kill on your team. You know, he's getting all that jungle gold, 1-0-0 so far. So Hate, he's on the right track. The rest of the team, not so much. They're suffering a few setbacks here and there, but it's nothing that you can't recover from. So BSB, They really need to keep up this pace. It's a little hard to start the early game with the lineup that they have. Because right now, the only thing they can do is this. Chain that crowd control and get that kill. But will they get it? I don't think so. Looks like Zapnu's still going to be able to survive. Wow. Execration getting 2 for 0 against BSB.
That was a beautiful control done by Execration right there. They're not stopping. Looking here, looks like they will be forming out Shader Cutie right here. Will he be able to go back? No. And Ling again goes for that successful kill in time in a very beautiful manner. Rockhart, I am seeing some dominance on Execration.
Yep, and that's what they're really known for, right? That super strong bravado gameplay where they really act like they're super dominant. That's why I think the reason why Execration really likes those fighter roles, if you'll notice. They like those FAMs, they like those Leomords. But again, that usually works on teams that are lower down on the bracket. For higher up teams, yeah, like on, again, Brand Esports, that didn't work. And here, though, looks like BSB, they found a target here with Chaknu on that Atlas. Very, very low right now. Gonna go for the run, but not gonna be able to make it out. Itomax gets a kill, though, as a revenge engagement with Ling. And looks like the ultimate not gonna be hitting many targets, forcing everyone to back off. Zapnu, you're a little bit in danger. Oh, Itomax getting a pickoff there on the back end. Zapnu will be able to survive. He does not have the ultimate. Looks like he will be able to jump. Itomax, though, catching targets left, right, and center out of nowhere. And they are not dead. Give me some breathing room. Execration, they really want to get those kills. And a killing spree on to Hate.
Done so beautiful in a manner that we were mentioning that Ling has some things to compensate about, but look at here, Hate really showing of some dominance ever since the start of our games, and they are not stopping. Atlas here with that wonderful pickoff. That is just really smooth plays done by Execration right now, and I'm pretty sure they're off to the turtle side, but here, BSB on the run. Let's see if there's another potential pickoff coming in from Execration.
Whew, Chaknu again, just threatening a little bit, flexing some of those metallic muscles on Atlas. But again, for a majority of the fight, man, Betty Cutie not even joining right now. He wants a piece of the action. Wants to go in for a target. Execration gonna have to disengage on this one. Ultimate going in, unstoppable force by Wilson, not really resulting too much. In the middle of the fight though, look at that. This Uranus really soaking up damage and dealing as much. But
Yes,
again,
and
Execration, they don't want to take this fight yet.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I get the logic behind why they wouldn't really engage into that fight, simply because their HPs are kind of in a risk factor, and you don't really want to give as much kills onto your opposing team. But going back right here, it looks like they're already tip-top in good shape as E2Max just get some of the resources in the long run. And this is a 2v1 happening right here. The stun ray will be procs, and look at here, 4-man down. Goodbye to you, Uranus.
Wow, BSB starting to really look a little bit sloppy here on their positioning around the map. And that's not a good sign. If you want to get back against a 10-4 team that has a Ling 404, you have to do better than this. So they have to be careful when they're giving away those kills. Right now, though, they are in a pretty weird spot, but Hate, you're still confident, has the help of Itomax, goes down with the ult, but not gonna be alive for long. They shut down on the Bruno. Jiraxnu gets a kill.
Indeed. If you've noticed, the Ling already uses his ult, but really capitalizing that, took advantage and uses the Divine Judgment to turn the tides around. That was good discipline by the Kaja, but again, going back right here, it looks like they will be throwing it away into the towers, into their favor. Look at it, to and fro, way of the dragon's gonna be used. Thomas will be going for the kill, make it a double rock card. This is killing spree for everybody.
Wow, triple kill! Oh man, Zapnu, he got angry there. He got some of that sweet, sweet revenge from 1-2 to 4-2-2. So,
Yes, indeed.
that goal lead is quite, it's not as big as I thought it would be, considering we're 13-5, but they're getting their win condition. Look at Hate, he's so fed right now.
Indeed, and this was one of the things that made it work. Look, it was a pretty messy fight, but Tom's managed to get his footing and just go all out with the damages that he possesses. And here, if you look at the replay, the arrows were on point, and it just goes to show that Execration has a lot of patience and on-timely points on to our battle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're utilizing the slipperiness of their heroes. I mean, if you look at their heroes, man, look, they have a Cho, they have a Ling, and again, Zapnu on this Fam's just... These are pretty hard to kill heroes, you gotta admit, right? Yeah. Even the Ling, as squishy as he is, he can just use Finch Poise to go up a wall, then he's pretty safe. He can just jump wall to wall. And so far, the Kaja not doing that much. It's gonna be another fight in the middle. Oh, that's a huge Tempest of Blades alongside the Color and Inferno, wiping out the HP bars of BSB members. And Jiraxnu all alone. No one is here to save the day. But looks like he will be able to get out. No, it hit!
No.
He got hit with a stun. What happened? The tower in the middle goes down. I think Jiraxnu will still be able to get out. And he didn't even need to use his Purify. Luckily enough, but overall, BSB starting to lose slowly here.
Yes, indeed. And if you notice, that was a beautiful team fight earlier, done by the Atlas and the Ling. You know, Atlas doing his job, compiling up the members of BSB, and followed by Ling's ultimate, which gives you that overall damage kill. And they didn't stop there. You know, after that, they transitioned to getting that turret pushes and really dominating onto the map, gains the control, and garners a lot of resources, which is looking so good for Execration right now.
Super smooth, I gotta say. I mean, if you're talking about having a lead and keeping them, Execration is doing a very fantastic job. But what can BSB do right now to get back in this game? Looks like Trevor is doing one of the things that you should not do, which is face check when you're all alone on the jungle. Able to get out of the way just in the nick of time, but again, those are the things that you should not do.
Yes, of course. And, you know, really taunting away or shoving away the members of BSB only gives you this allowance to go for that turtle take once more. Oh, sorry, it was the Lord, rather, done by Ling. And with this, looks like Trevor's gonna be Trevoring right here. Goes back to his turf right now, as Execration has a lot of space for more pushing onto the turrets. And here we have the Lord marching in to the middle side, adds lots and lots of lane pressure for the side of BSB.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I have to agree with what you said earlier. This Lilia, I don't feel it on the map at all, right? I feel like it's not doing as much as I think it should. And right now, because of that Execration, I think they want to go for another team fight here. Lord is hammering on the tower already, but they caught Hate. He is forced to use Tempest of Blaze to make an escape. He's very low, cannot join the fight at all. Zapno in the front with the Color Inferno activated already, just zoning everyone in, but that was a close call.
Close call indeed, denying everything too, and so that was like a good tug of war. Really demonstrated well, but look at that again. Atlas compiling it too, and throw that, the throws, and look at it. Selena wields the arrows and that overall team skills, and Cho just really with the Wave of the Dragon cornering the members of BSB. My oh my, kills here to and fro, exposes a lot more the base, and Ling won't go down as well without a kill, and it looks like this is the conclusion of our game number 1 by Execration.